Okay, here we are, live. I'm taping. We are at, I'm taping everybody. We are at Sally's retirement luncheon. There's Gary. Thanks all of you for coming to Sally's retirement luncheon and roast. And that is correct. It is, you heard me right, it is a roast. We are going to roast Sally McVeigh.
Yay!
So put on your thinking caps, and if you can think of a memorable moment with Sally and you would like to share your story, please come forward at the appropriate time. At this time, I would like Sally to come forward and sit next to me. Come on up here, Sally. I told you to finish your meal. Let's have 3 cheers for Sally.
Don't worry, we're getting there.
You've never been a bad girl, Sally. You've never been.
It's early yet.
When we hear Sally McVeigh's name, what do we think of? Sally is a very good-hearted person. The most thoughtful person you would ever meet.
Absolutely.
She never forgets a birthday, an anniversary, the birth of our children, and the loss of a family member. She has kept Hallmark cards in business for 30 years. She is kind, generous, lovable, and crazy. She will always find a way to bring out the best in us and her players. She is genuinely a good-hearted person down to her core, and that is a rarity today.
Aww.
That wasn't bad, was it, Sally? The time has come for all of us to roast Sally. I have known Sally for more than 30 years, and believe me, she hasn't changed a bit. She still has that smooth, youthful, glowing skin. And we all know what day of the week it is when Sally has her hair done and a flower in her hair.
Saturday.
What day is it, everybody? Saturday! Memorable stories about Sally that go back into the 90s. For those of us who remember, we parked our cars on the expressway parking lot and took a shuttle into Caesars. Sally's laughing already. There it comes. One day, Sally parked her car and left it running so she could run for the shuttle. She literally left her car running for 8 hours. And I believe her car was out of gas when she finished her shift. You remember that, Sally? Was your car out of gas, Sally?
Nearly.
What were you thinking?
I had to be dependable for work.
Sally, that
I knew it, and I said,
not too many people know that story, Sally. I told that one.
that's true, because it happened very early, when all of Las Vegas people were here.
Yeah.
I was making pina coladas, and should I say Sally was a little thirsty. And is a little crazy when sober. You should see her after she's had a few too many. How many did you have, Sally?
At least 5.
You remember that party, Sally?
Yeah.
And of course, I should not bring this one up, but it is a roast. I'm sorry. Sally was dealing blackjack under the skylights back in the 1980s. Today, that is where the center escalator comes down for all those new people here. And back in the 80s, every dealer had excellent game protection. They would never turn their head away from the table. And so, yes, really. Not like today. You do whatever crossfire 3 tables over. Sally wasn't feeling too well that day. And Sally kept yelling, floor, 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 all the time protecting her rack. However, the floor arrived too late, and Sally threw up in the rack. The only person I believe to hold that title, but we still love you. You remember that, Sally? I'm digging up some dirt, Sally. Bart Carter.
Said to me,
Quiet, Bart.
when it came time for my evaluation, I should fail you because it was terrible having that all in the rack.
And I don't even know who cleaned it up. I'm not even...
But he said, I can't do it. I can't fail you for that.
All right, so we still love you, Sally. Sally has affected us all over the years, one way or another. She has bought my son Brian, who is now 23, his first Brio train set. And we all have our little private jokes with Sally. And the joke that I always have, she always asks, how's my wife doing? And what do you always say, Sally?
The cook ran away with the sherry.
And for those of you who don't know, my wife's maiden name is Sherry. So that's why that joke is so appropriate. And,
Good one, Sal.
Write that one down.
I didn't make it up, but I loved it. I adopted it.
for those of us floor people who had the super fry, Sally, it was either pure joy or sorrow. For me, it was pure joy to see Sally in the scenario. We got a little tight corners here, so Sally, we need you to just slide down just a little bit right here.
All right.
Now everybody, use your imagination. We're trying to improvise a Saturday Night Live skit. We'll do the best we can. I'm Sally. Yeah, I do need a flower in my hair, but I don't have much hair to hold it up. So anyway, and this is the high roller gambler who is coming to play on Sally's table. Not yet. Hi, welcome to Caesars. What's your name? Joey. Pleased to meet you, Joey. How are you? Change 100.
Go ahead.
All right. Dropbox. There's no Dropbox on this table. You know what, Sally? This 100 belongs to you.
So check each place off where you left off.
The sun's blinding me right now. Okay. So Joey, are you named after your father? Are you named after your grandfather? I had an Uncle Joey once. My mother's brother. older. I don't see him much anymore. Uncle Joey's been dead for 15 years.
He just played blackjack.
Oh, sure, no more bets.
Please stop rocking.
Sir, I'm a little dizzy and the rocking keeps me stable.
Be a punk over here.
Sally deals one more hand. Sally asks Joey, where's he from?
Silly.
You're from Philadelphia. Well, now everybody, it's time for the Sally Shuffle. Has everybody ever seen the Sally Shuffle?
Oh, someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind.
It's one hand next to the shoe, one hand next to the discard rack. Sally will then slump in her shoulders. Up goes her back. Out goes her behind. Sally will then do a little soft step, 2 steps to the left, 2 steps to the right. 2 steps to the left, 2 steps to the right. All the time, she's wiggling and jiggling. Sally, how's it feel to be on the other end? Poor people have been looking at for 30 years, Sally. For 30 years. I should have missed my jacket. Believe me, Sally, it hasn't been Brody for 30 years. So, Joey, do you think the Phillies are going to win a World Series in 2013?
No.
What do you think about Hunter Pence going to the San Francisco Giants?
Good. Save some
But
money.
that's great for Hunter. It's bad for the Phillies. Bad. What do you think Charlie thinks? Sally's going to deal one more hand. You want to play blackjack? Are you here celebrating anything special?
Matter of fact, that is my birthday.
It's his birthday! You know what that means? We're all going to sing Sally! Everybody! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday, dear Sally! Happy birthday to you! It's not over until Sally will do the final curtsy. How's it going, Sally? All right, thanks, Sally. I'm with you. One of us. Sally makes us all smile. One of Sally's greatest achievements was to be nominated for the prestigious Service Award. Very few dealers hold that award, which was created by Freddie Nacetta. The award has a circle embroidered into the cuff of your sleeve of your dealing shirt. Sally is extremely proud of that honor, and you are so deserving of that. Okay, we are now going to go to the third part of our program, a trip down memory lane. We are first going to have Pat will come up here and speak.
Where troubles melt like lemon drops, high above the chimney tops, that's where.
Introduce to our best red dog dealer we ever had. And along with the birthday song, I have to tell you, I went around to quite a few tables with you and stood behind you and sang with you, but you never ever sang to me because I was always on vacation. And I just thought that you should take a little piece of Caesar's with you. So I took this picture,
Oh,
and
wow.
I thought you could take it with you.
Oh, that's Look at it, everybody.
Very nice.
You'll find me somewhere.
Okay, well, my story is a short story. Also has to do on the lines of cats with the red dog, and it goes back into the 80s, long time ago, when they first got the red dog. And I'd be a floor person in pit 1, and Sally'd be on the red dog every night, and she'd have the little dog on the table. Welcome to the table! Woof! Woof! Every single player. You didn't know whether to stay there and laugh or walk away. But lo and behold, no one knew that she was ahead of her time and she was the wave of the future, because that's what they want all the dealers to do now. So here's
The rainbow.
Okay, next we're going to have Daryl Hyde.
Another one short and sweet. Sally was at my 50th birthday party and she got me a present. So I just wanted to reciprocate and give Sally, you can open it now, Sal. Absolutely nothing. Nothing in the box. So another one, coming off the floor with Sally. That's a good one. And she followed me upstairs with the lockers door, the bathrooms door, everybody knows where that is. And she followed me in. This is the first time I ever heard her curse before. Ever. So she followed me into the men's room. Sally, do you know where you are right now? And she looked around and said, oh shit!
Birds fly over the rainbow.
Inside your empty box.
That was funny.